released today. I promise you, the music sounds pretty dope. So just looking at this video, it gives you a visual as to what we're looking at as far as Studio One 4. So if you guys want to experience the impact of this video with the music, because I'm telling y'all, the music definitely goes with the video. You can go to Personas, their YouTube page, and you'll see this video. So we're looking at new instruments, right? Or should I say improve or redesign the Impact XT, the Sample One XT. And I just wrote down a couple of things. We're just talking about highlights. They mentioned a few things on the live stream, but I just wanted to point out what I thought was most impactful for me in my workflow. And then there are some things that they mentioned that sort of went over my head in a sense. And it's like one of those things where I will need to check out to see how well it works together. So, one of the questions I had was, um, or continue to have, is how well does this work with the new integration between the complete stuff, where there's DAW integration that they put in all the native instruments software. I mean, not software, their hardware, the MK3, um, even the Jam. That's those are the type of things that I want to test out. So once I get my hands on that, I had someone ask me a few seconds ago, like, do you think it's worth spending $150 to upgrade? And my answer was, I don't know. I really don't know. I really can't say if it's worth it or not. Um, I have to check it out. Like I see the direction. I see where they're going. Uh, but I I I just have to, like, I can't best judgment based on what I've seen. Like everything that they explained in the video, I mean, it was cool. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. Like it's cool. It wasn't no, like, man, you know. But again, it's just one of those things where once I start working in it, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, 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 okay, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, as far as what I've seen, I mean, it seems like this is the producer upgrade or the update. And I'm definitely grateful for what they're doing. So let's talk about some of the things that stuck out to me. So the first thing was um, impact. Okay, Impact is a drum sequencer or a drum machine that is a plug-in designed by Studio One. It's your way of being able to drag in samples, and you have the ability to route them out per pad. You can change them from mono to stereo, and I'm just going off memory. Um, it was pretty cool. If you have a MIDI device, you can sync them up to it, I think, but I think it was a lot more work to get it to sync, something like that. I've never done it that way. I've always just used my keyboard and got things to work. But it was missing some features like ADSR. Like there was no type of there. I mean, I made it work with the features and functions that were there, but it was still like, uh, I don't know. Um, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it seems, just based on what I've seen them do on or what they explained in the video and in the live session, it seemed like it might be a fix to that because they I'm trying to remember. They also add the ability to add effects such as um like reverse, like like you can record. Oh, no, that's sample one. I think maybe the both of them they can do it, but let's move on to sample one XT because I want to get into this. This is what I was getting ready to say. So sample one and Impact XT, they both kind of favor each other a little bit as to what I seen. So sample one, guys, you guys know like when you sampling, if you want to sample something or just playing with samples, it was one of those things we had to go into MPC, right, or in Machine, right. I mean, we could do it in Studio One, but it was like when you was making uh, any type of edits or whatever, it was probably easier to do that in the arranger view versus inside of sample one. Like I've only used the sample one plugin to just trigger a sample if I needed to like slow down like tape stop effect or something like that because it needed to be in a MIDI style um, function, and then I can like put the pitch on that and that type of thing. But now it seems like sample one is actually a real sampler. So now we have the ability to record into it, and then we can map to the keys, which we could always do, but it wasn't that intuitive, I don't think. And then we have the effects, and then now we can reverse. I'm not sure if that was something we could do before. I again I haven't worked with sample one, but a lot of times it's just the design, the way something looks a lot of times, and that's like, it just looked like dinosaur, like old school, and like there wasn't much functions to it, and um, it was like useless to me in my workflow. So I tend to use third party plugins to get that type of that job done, and it seemed like sample one might be very useful now. It's got LFOs in there. Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff they did to it. So the other one I wanted to address is chord detection in audio. Have y'all seen that? So for those of you guys that have not seen the video or the live stream, something that was pretty major to me that will benefit me a whole lot, hopefully you guys, is the fact that it has chord detection, right? Not only in MIDI, but it also detects your audio as well. That was nuts what I've seen. So there's chord detection. Like you can like there's like another slot. So you got your arranger stuff where you can like uh say if this is the chorus or this is the intro or this is the verse, right? So right up under there, there's something else you can activate, and it has chord detection, right? It detects the chord. Like you can break it up in sections. Also, you have the ability to change that chord, and it changes everything in that section, whether it's MIDI or audio. It changes the audio, guys. Now that is taking it to the next level to me. I thought that was fascinating. I like that. Now my only thing about that is I know that the best way to get that to work without any type of uh, art uh, artifacts, um, the file needs to be saved a certain kind of way. I'm thinking it's not just any file, but again, I have to play with it. Once I get my hands on it, I'll definitely show you guys like what's dope about what's going on. But I overall, it's a dope idea. You know what I mean? Like the whole idea of it is just pretty dope. Um, it also works with AAF files, which means you have the ability to work with files, exporting it from any other program that uses that system, like movie softwares or like any other DAW, like say like Pro Tools or something like that. You can import your tracks into Studio One now and not lose the placement. before I know me specifically, I was I always have my tracks bounced out, and I wanted to start at one. So if something don't start until bar 27, you know, I needed to create well, not create, but the DAW, when you export stems, it creates the silent on the beginning of it to allow it to start at one. So I think that with AAF files now, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just like import a track or import a song inside of Studio One, and that is pretty dope. Pro Tools can do it. I was with Pro Tools long enough to know about that before I switched. Um, so that was a Pro Tools thing. They was doing it for a while, and then Logic was another one that you could do. I know Logic was doing it from project to project because sometimes you have like different alternative or like different like the same song, but you got different changes or you have different versions. Or if you just wanted to like pull something from something else similar, now we could do it in the Studio One, which is dope. I like that. That's pretty cool. Um, Going back to I don't know if this is a okay. So going back to the oh, never mind. This is something totally different. So step sequencer. We now have step sequencer, guys. So any of you FL Studio or Fruity Loops, whatever, however whichever name you go by, we now have step sequencer, and I actually like what you can do in what they done. I feel like step sequencer is not just a step sequencer here. It's they call it the pattern editor, but they actually take it another level. So you can like um, do step sequencing with variations, which means that like even when you insert your notes in there, it doesn't have to sound the same every time around. They have some type of technology where it allows it to randomize things at certain points of the track, and then you can change the step amount in the step sequencer, like for uh, each individual channel or each individual instrument. Um, I am very interested in checking that out and seeing how that works. That can be a game changer as far as the way we step sequence. So that's pretty cool. Um, so I probably already created a nickname for the step sequence. And like I probably would call it the hybrid step sequence or the step sequence on steroids or something like that. Because like what I've seen is not what you can do in a regular, you know what I mean, the regular way of step sequencer. It's like a step sequencer with a twist. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, and that's really all of the highlights that I took away from what I've seen. Humanized function, I believe that you're talking about. Humanized. Yeah, yeah. Snipe knows. The produce market here. That my boy Snipe, he knows definitely. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's the humanized function. No, there was this one part in there where he was talking about um okay, so like you insert your beat or whatever, um and then I guess that would be humanizing because it's like it randomized stuff at a certain point. Like you can take one part, like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Um if you guys got time, an hour and watch the whole thing, you guys can take a look at that and see how he explained it. I thought it was pretty cool. I just wanted to go over some highlights. Sorry for the beginning of the video; it just started kind of crazy. I had no idea that the audio was terrible, but I'll probably like edit, chop the video off, and start it later, which is pretty cool. I like that feature about YouTube. Um, so it's called Possibilities. Absolutely. Any complete controller integrations. That's something that I myself have questions. I want to get my hands on it to because that's going to probably be one of the first things that I share with you guys. When I come across that knowledge, I will definitely let you guys know if that's a possibility. And so, based on my assumptions as to what I've seen, the knowledge that I've gathered, I think that perhaps it may be we may have the ability to do that now. Of course, they not gonna. I feel like the things that they talked about were like the major points, but I, I don't want to speak bad on. I'm gonna let y'all know. Like this is how I really feel. Like I don't want to speak bad upon Rick Nosley and Nosley and I probably butchered his name and the other guy I can't remember his name. Or for anybody that was on there talking about Studio One Four, I the way that they delivered the content for me, it didn't hit me as a music composer, music producer, beat maker. I feel like they only highlighted those things that um, will create a wow factor, but they didn't go into like what it is that we really do and what we really deal with as music producers on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to like really like code or decode what they were saying, what they were talking about. So I'm looking and saying, okay, that's nice, but can he do this? Okay, that's nice, but how would that affect this? Like, I need to test that for myself and see how that really works. You know what I mean? That was kind of my um. I don't want to sound negative, but that's really how I was coming. And I'm like, I don't know. So I need to get my hands on it and show you guys like how I really feel. Um. So, Studio One is out now. Yeah, Studio One 4 is available right now for update if you guys already have. Now, here's something I've noticed. I went on the site right quick and noticed this is pretty cool. That if you have if you have Studio One Professional, um it's $150 US dollars, right? But if you have Studio One Artist, it's still $150. That might be good. This might be one of the most cost effective dolls ever on the market because it's usually a bigger price tag when it comes to guys updating from a lower version to the pro version. So you mean to tell me that it cost me 150 either way? That might be good, but then you got some people who are professional users that might feel like, you know, my cost should be cheaper because I have the pro version. All it's just I thought it was cool because it was like anybody who's updating is just flat out 150. That's I think you're right. They overwhelmed the features they spoke about. For me, the AFF feature was everything. Okay, I paid I'd pay 300 for that alone. But if you're not into that, I see how it was disappointing. Oh no, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Um, it wasn't a disappointment. I'm not saying that I was disappointed about anything. My thing was I don't think that they was explaining things from a producer to a producer. You know what I'm saying? I think they did a good job over, and it was probably time, trying to highlight the most important features. Um, but I get it. It take videos produced by people like me, content maker, to actually like hone in on those specific details and talk about it so that you guys can understand thoroughly what the power behind what they done in Studio One Four. So it was just one of those things that I did. So I didn't get disappointed. Absolutely not, because I feel like a lot of these things that they did, they actually listened to us as producers, and they even changed. Like there's more customization you can make to Studio One as now. Um, I think you can change the entire dog color to like white or something like that. Like you can, I don't know if you can change the way that the faders look, but I was looking at the video. I was like, it looked like they completely overhauled the entire dog, but it still looks the same. But I think you have more customization features now. You can totally make yours look different from someone else. I was doing that now, but it was limited to what you can do. But now it's just, I thought it was cool, really cool. And colors is everything to me as well. Like if 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 I can make if I can make it more colorful, I'm cool with that. Because color is art to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The main goo, yeah, the main gooey looks totally better. I like that. The console seems more 3D. That's what's up. Are the new EQs and compressors included? Yes. In fact, they have already made that available before Studio One Four. They gave everybody a free copy of their EQs and compressors. I thought that was dope. Like when I seen that, I was like, oh wow, okay. But again, I need to see what they sound like. I need to hear what they sound like. I just haven't had a chance to like download all of this stuff. But yeah, they made that available already, so it should be compatible with Studio One Four. I seen the new Persona Studio Cubase. Yeah, I'm excited with what we can do now. Like the the chord, uh, I don't know what is really called, a chord generator. Like I can go in and play with the different chords now. That is something I was asking for. Like if I'm in my DAW and I lose inspiration, I don't know where to go. And specifically to people who don't know how to create chords. Now it makes it easy for me, seeing that I know basic theory, but I'm not a pianist. I make that pretty known throughout my videos. I'm not a pianist, so I go by ear. It's easy for me to create music using my ear versus trying to explain what I hear and how I go about something, in my process. So having that ability now in Studio One, I feel like they've made it possible for even people, content creators, to show how we make music and like the the possibilities that where you can go next. And it also teaches you too. You have this big look like a circle of fifths wheel on there. That's what it looked like. I can't really tell you if that's what it is or not, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm just scrolling back up to see if you guys had any questions or concerns and things that I may have missed. Yeah, the Impact XT and Sample One XT. is definitely amazing. The features that for me are important when I'm working my music. Absolutely, absolutely. That's what's up. That is what's up. I thought it was pretty cool how they had interview with some of the profile music designers such as MPV MVP Loops. I thought that was really cool. I was not expecting that. You know, I definitely wasn't. So I thought it was cool. Like some of the people or the companies that make y'all samples that are pretty big, especially in the urban field. Um, they had a piece of implementing how well things were put together and workflow, and they have new content I believe that they dropped recently, so you can pick that up through the Persona store. That's pretty cool. That's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. Well, um, I'm curious to see all of the little updates inside the software too. Sometimes you find some gems. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I wanna I really want to get my hands on it, because then that's what I was saying the whole time. I feel like even now in what we have now, just Studio One 4.0, I feel like I feel like we there is a lot of gems, hidden stuff that they did not talk about. You know, they didn't mention any of that stuff. I mean, which is cool. Like I said, it's our job. People like myself, content creators, to find these gems and talk about it. And because I use Studio One daily, like I use it now, I admit, I've been going back and forth with Logic. You guys seen me upload some videos using Logic, but that's because I was losing inspiration as far as like music creation inside of Studio One. Um, One of my biggest things was like now I have a bunch of videos that I'm releasing. Well, not videos that I'm releasing, but music that I'm putting to videos for an agency that I picked up, and I need to be able to bounce down my music to video really quick. The old way of working was bouncing it down and then using the third party video editing software and then bounce it down. And usually it takes longer for the encoders on there to bounce it down. But sometimes I just put up Logic because Logic have that ability to just export straight to video and you done and that's it. And then you upload your video, send it out to the client, and get your yay or nay on it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, that was one of my biggest things. Um, so I don't know if we still probably have to do that. I didn't hear them mention anything about video, but at the top of the video, the guy did say we did not leave out those guys that like to. Yeah, one of the first things that they mentioned um, was the um, guys that composed the film. That was the first thing that he did mention. So I was like, well, we didn't leave y'all out. So I'm willing to see if there were any updates as far as like composing to video. I'm a Cubase Pro 9.5 user. These two dolls are very similar than many people realize. Absolutely. People have been saying that for a very long time. It's just really it boils down to preference. But a lot of people who switched from Cubase were like they were really speaking on the complex, how complex it is to do anything. Like if you're not a film composer and you don't need all those extra features, as they do that's available in Cubase, then it can be overwhelming for someone to do anything because it's too much. It's like, whoa, okay, what is that? What does that do? I don't even understand that. Why do I need that? I don't get it. You know. So a lot of people tend to um, um, dial back or you know resort to Studio One. Studio One is more so a cleaner doll. Is user friendly. It is fast, very fast, extremely fast, which is one of the reasons why I still use it. And as far as mixing, hands down, Studio One all day. It was always a great tool as far as mixing, but it was always the music production thing because I make music as well, and so I've been caught. I'm guilty for using Logic. I went back to my roots. That's where I started, and yeah. So I kind of been like dabbling back and forth, but I'm willing to take this Studio One for a spin and see if that ended my double relationship. You know what I'm saying? If what they doing in Studio One 4, and so if they if they focus on Studio One 4 like they did Studio One 3, because I feel like a lot of the updates that they did in Studio One 3 was really geared towards mixed engineers. It was really geared towards them, and I'm forever grateful for like the stuff that they implemented. As a mix engineer, if I'm mixing a song, yes, I like that. VCA faders, that works. Okay, the fact that I can pull up a CTC console in here on the end of the chain and not worry about putting something on each channel and get that the analog sound or that push, that extra drive, just using the CTC console here. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing. I use that on every track, on every mix. I love that thing. It's pretty dope to me, and it's simple, straight to the point. It's just a couple of knobs. You got your drive. You got your noise gate. You can create that noise from like an analog console, like really. Then you got the cross fade between the different tracks. I thought that was awesome. That was amazing. So Studio One was always great in pushing stuff like that. And then they came with some of the uh, vintage EQs and compressors that they started implementing inside of the Fat Channel, like stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, this is dope. This is dope. I like this. But music production, what happened to that? You know what I mean? So maybe this was always in the works, and I'm excited to see what Studio One 4 has to offer. You still have to export audio only, as far as I know. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured it didn't go much on it. He talked about it briefly, but he did he not I don't know. He did mention it though. He's like, we didn't forget about y'all composers, cause the first guy on the live stream, which made me or gave me the impression that they I don't know what different they did. I have to test it out. Like I say, maybe not for video, but hey, it's something. Um, oh yeah, but they did talk about Notion. They did talk about Notion. I thought you can always do that. Export notes to Notion from Studio One. I thought you can always do that, but they brought it up like it's a new feature. I just assumed that always could be done. Um, and I had a gripe about that too. Like, why is it not in just Studio One? Like, why can't we access the score inside of one plugin? Why do we need both? But the reason for that could be in order for Studio One to continue to be fast like it is, not putting unnecessary stuff like that inside the DAW. So if that's the reason, I respect that. I have Notion, you know. But I mean, it's like if you want it, you got to pay an extra fee to get it, which I don't know. You really got to be serious about scoring if that's what you want to do. See, Logic Pro they offer for free. Like it's a part of their whole deal. Like you just get that. Maybe it's a future update. Could be. Dragging the MIDI from chord detection to instrument track will be game changing. I'm telling you, man. That is. That is. Now, I wonder how well that is with like yeah, like a full instrument track or a song. I seen something in the video. I'm not sure what I saw, but I'm not gonna speak on it because I need more clarity on what I saw. So I'm not gonna even say what I thought I saw. But if what I thought I saw is what I saw, then I shall speak on it, and it shall be a really awesome thing. But something similar to that will be my 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 interest in how well the chord detection works in regards to importing a song or track, like Snipe mentioned. Um, when you turn on chord detection, can it detect the chords in that section? Which is something I've seen them do, but I want to know how well it does it, if you know what I mean. Um, and I saw that they can change notes, like the chick was singing right, and you can change what she's singing. My only thing about that like, is she melody like? See see now I'm getting into what I really mean, right? So the girl they had on the live stream, she was just singing um uh she was just singing solo or unison, you know? There was some part where she sang um where she was kind of not necessarily a melody, but harmonizing. And I think that was the part where they changed the note, right? Using the detection, the chord detection. I want to say, according to what she was doing, as far as the simplicity of what she was doing, it was it came out okay. But I don't know how well that works if I was to do something that's more complex. But again, I don't have any I don't have anything negative to say about any of the update. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. And like I say, like the updates that we will foresee, I think will be to further implement or fix anything that's not, you know, um, doing is not living up to the the standard or whatnot. But I I'm very curious to see how well that works. And then when you playing with pitch, how well is the conversion? Does it sound artificial? You know, to be honest, I really can't say that because I do a lot of pitch shifting or pitch changing in the actual audio, and Studio One does a pretty good job. So I'm very interested in seeing like how this chord detection thing will work. You know, which is pretty cool. It's almost like they implemented what they already had, but they bumped it up. They gave it a face because changing pitches on audio was always a right click. So now they uncovering the hood and bringing forth what it was the whole time, or moving, or it was an extension of what they were already doing, um, with more features. Obviously, don't be don't be a Debbie Downer. Hey, my job. Look, my job is to keep it honest. Um, I'm very excited though. I'm very excited. I sound like one of those like, man, he just always just got something to say, even if it's really good. He always got something bad to say. Nah, it ain't that. I'm just being honest. As a music composer, beat maker. I've been doing it for a very long time, and um, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward. I'm about to get on out of here, guys, because I only have like a good half hour to submit this beat I was working on earlier, but I couldn't stay focused because obviously um I wanted to see what the Studio One thing was, but I knocked the track out though. But I have to I got Logic up, getting ready to throw it in Logic right quick and bounce it down the video so I can send off to the client. So you can drag MIDI from chord detection to an instrument track. Yeah, yeah, yep. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, that was the other cool thing I saw. Like after you detect chord on the audio, I really think that what they did to audio, the fact that it detects chords and you can pull from it with no problem. That that is cool. That is really cool. But I think one of the first things I have to test is the pattern editor. I just thought that was amazing. That was like really okay. I see what y'all doing. You know, I, game changing. I think everything they did was pretty much game changing. You know, from the looks of it, I just wish they went into things a little bit more. I don't. That's just me. It went by really fast. You know. But again, it's like it's just one of those things you just got to test out and see for yourself, see how well it works. Is it worth $150 though? I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did did they fix the bugs with quantization? I don't know. I don't know. Based on what they did a lot of things in regards to MIDI, and I want to assume that they fixed that problem, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I have to check. I have to test it out and see how well I can do what I gotta do. And like, if that is not fixed, all of these updates to me kind of don't matter. They do, but it's like the frustration is gonna still be there. If the MIDI, like the way they, like if you're recording chords or even making the beat, it was always inaccurate to me. It wasn't perfect at all. And I'm going based on my workflow in Logic and even the machine. Like when I put stuff in, I if 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 a note is off, at least it's off because of human error. Because I was too far over to the next tick or the next beat, right? In Studio One, like it sounds like I'm importing it correctly. But then when I listen back to it, it's like, what? That ain't what I did. No, why? Like, and I gotta go back and edit it. So if they fix that problem, that is what makes all of this dope. If not, it's still an issue. So again, I don't have Studio One 4 in front of me. Sorry guys. They did not select me. They didn't select me. They didn't put it in my hand, so I don't know. Um, I'm just not that important yet. I'm still working on it. I'm going to continue to release content, and hopefully one day they'll see me out here. You know what I mean? And then things will look totally different. Um, I'll have better support and like that type of thing. But I'm just this little guy out here grinding, trying to show y'all a thing or two. But I don't know. We'll see. I hope this update is solid. I've been thinking about switching, changing dolls. So what doll are you using now? I think it's solid. I think so. Studio One has been a solid doll for quite some time, and I don't think they have anything that they put in the doll that was a flop. Well, actually, no. I think everything is useful. Everything is useful. It just depends on how you use it. What do you use it for? You know, that is. I guess that determines the usability for per user. It just depends on. It depends on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, it's all good. It's cool. Um, I'm not big yet. You know what I mean? I'm not no. I gotta do a few things and keep grinding, and then who knows? One of these videos, I'll be like, hey y'all, that day has came. I am a part of the team. It's all good. Exactly. It had to be editor afterwards. Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. The MIDI was huge. The MIDI was definitely huge. I've been using Studio One since one, and I'm a sound designer. Hold y'all head. Don't give up. Don't even trip. That's what's up. Hey, Snipe, we might need to pull something. We're gonna have to come together and do something. How would y'all like that? Me and Snipe just I don't know. We're gonna have to do something to make some noise and kind of like the Studio One community is huge, but I think it needs to take a shift. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me 1 second. All right, thank y'all. That was my daughter calling me, and I don't know if it was serious, but it seems that she called me from her pocket. I need to address that. Okay, I'm just looking at something from Personas. All right, all right. So I'm a log on off. I got some things to get into, but what's up, y'all? In my opinion, Cubase is the best dog ever. I think so too, bro. I would love to see you and Snipe together. AJ wants some war. I see. I'm using Studio One. Okay, let me say this, and I'm going to end the stream, right? Because this is this seems to be an ongoing topic, and I'm gonna say it really quickly. I'm gonna say it real quickly. Okay, when you choose a DAW, you choose a DAW according to your workflow and in the way you like to work. Some of the factors you want to consider is cost. You know, can you afford it? But if that DAW, if what you're looking at is over the budget, but yet it has everything you're looking for. Save your money. You know, a lot of people tend to use FL Studio. I'm not sure what the cost is, but I know when I first found out about it, it was free at one point. So a lot of people started using it and stuck with it because the fact that it was free. That's what I really think. Um, Maybe they cracked down on it, and so it's called FL Studio. I remember when they changed the name, so it's FL Studio, but it was Fruity Loops at one point, and Fruity Loops was free. And then you have things that come with your DAW. I mean, your computer. You got like GarageBand. If you want pro features, then you obviously would go with Logic Pro, which has a price tag to it. But Logic Pro is not that expensive as you know something like Ableton Live. You know, if you're Ableton Live person and you like that workflow, then you go that route. So it's just really, you know, what I tell people is like the first thing you want to do is just look at videos of people using it. And if there's something you feel like resonate to you and your workflow and the way you want to do things, by all means, go that route. A lot of people tend to shop for dolls according to their favorite producer. You know what I mean? That's cool, but it's like, um, at any rate, that producer changed dolls. Then it's like you looking at changing dolls because your favorite producer is not using that doll no longer. He's over here using this doll. Is you going to change? That shouldn't be your reason. You know, if you create music, you should use a doll according to what you are doing, your needs. So for this gentleman that says Cubase is the best doll, that's great. That's your opinion. I love that. I feel like Cubase is definitely powerful and they are pretty dope. I was even considering using Cubase at one point, but the factor of that matters to me was the fact that you needed an analog key or some sort. I was like, do I want to go back to that ecosystem using some type of key in order to use my DAW? Probably not, because those lock keys cost some money. You lose the lock key, you gotta pay some money to replace them. To me, it was more beneficial of having my DAW on three different or five different computers and be able to go to that NAS system, whichever one I'm close to, and begin working without worrying about an lock key or whatever key that they're using. So that was important to me. So I dialed back, and so I'm still using Studio One, and or like Pro Tools. You know, Pro Tools still have that workflow where you need to use a key to operate there. You dig? Maybe they changed it, but I know when I was working in there, it was always I have to use a la key of some sort, right? Then never mind that. But basically, what I'm saying is, um, whatever dog you use is the dopest. If you use Reason, that's the dopest dog on the market because you use it, and it's how you get your creativity out to dongles. There you go. Dongo key is what you need for Cubase. But the favorite dog is what you use, um, and it should be that way. Learn your dog, max it out, um, find out about features that is useful to you, and that's the reason why I'm here because I find out cool things about Studio One, and I share that knowledge with you guys that may not know some of the things you can do and how to even speed your workflow because Studio One is pretty fast already, but there's some other things you could do you didn't know, or maybe some things you wanted to do, and then you start looking at other dolls and like, oh, how can I do this? And so I upload a video showing you how to do that, and so now So this thing about doll being better than another doll, you can go and grab Cubase because it's the best doll in the universe, and you can still suck. You know what I mean? You can still suck and still create crappy tracks, but yet it's the best doll. You know, it ain't gonna matter then because when you create crappy tracks, the best doll is not gonna be best off after all. And it's a sad thing that people look at the way you create music or the style or the quality of music based on the doll that you're using. It's not about the doll. that you're using. It's about the creativity that lives within the individual itself. I can use Pro Tools and create a decent track. I prefer not to use Pro Tools because Pro Tools, in my opinion, suck for making music in, but it shouldn't matter. So I don't go around saying what DAW is best. That's just not my style. But I mean, to each his own. Um, I think every DAW is great in their own way. And that is one of the reasons why I had issues before using Studio One. I'm like, oh, I want some features from Cubase, I want some features from Reason, I want some of this into Studio One because I want to continue using Studio One as my main DAW. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I have issues sometimes, and I say, you know what, Studio One is dope, but I wish they can do this. So that's where I'm coming from when I have things to say or something negative to say, because this is my DAW. You know, this is what I use. I'm not gonna jump ship because this DAW has something better. It's got to be really worth it though for me to move like that. I've already moved from Logic Pro, but the reason why I go back and forth with Logic is because I still know how to operate Logic. I have access to it, and at one point it was my main DAW, and there are some things that Logic does better that Studio One needs help. But again, Studio One 4 came out, and I need to test it and see what we can do, how we could do it. I appreciate the likes, y'all. Thanks for the likes. I've gotten 3 dislikes. I don't know where they come from or why, but if you guys dig what I'm saying, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the shares. I'm going to chop off the first part of the video because it started out pretty nasty, ugly. The audio wasn't that great, but I got to get out of here for real. I probably only have 15 minutes to do what I said I was going to do 15 minutes ago. So, Dog Envy. Dog Wars, huh? Correction, you can export as AAF and it keeps the cuts and times of the session for video. Yeah, dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It keeps, but you still can't export like a video, or can you? I need clarity on that. What's up, Troy? Troy, what's up, man? I ain't talked to you in a while, man. We need to connect, dude. I know you out there on the road touring and stuff, but you treat me like I'm a stepbrother, bro. Yeah, Studio One is pretty. Yeah, I like Studio One, man. Studio One 4 is pretty dope. I gotta get my hands on it, and I'm pretty sure you had Studio One 4 for a while, and you can't tell me you haven't, cause I know you have. Come on now, like if anybody can tell me how Studio One 4, like what it really does, it's gonna be Troy. It's gonna be Troy, y'all. I'm just saying. So we need to yeah, yeah. I like the beer icons. We can get some beer and discuss this matter and see what's going on. Uh Sure, I'm just jabbing with you, man, but we really do need to like link up, man. You've been like MIA, bro. Like hard to reach cuz you just too big. You know, playing with the superstars, and it's all good, man. It's all good. Whenever you get a chance, we could talk, bro. Whenever. I'm just jabbing, man. I'm just jabbing. Nobody had it before. before today. Yeah, man. But that's not true though. I'm really not putting any. Well, I don't know. I don't know Troy's situation. I'm not gonna say he do or did or I don't know. I'm just jabbing. I know Troy's like a big timer. I'm just like jabbing. But like in the video, it's already clear that a lot of the people that they went to, you know, in the video already been using it and they talking about how awesome it is and that you can do this and you can do that. And I just figured I know Troy's on that status, but they just didn't call Troy. Troy is that dude. Troy is that man. Um, okay. I love y'all. You guys were awesome. I gotta go. I don't have this many turnout. Well, yes I do, but this this is awesome. It's just that I haven't did this in a while. All right. I'm getting out of here. I got to get this work submitted, y'all. I'm behind time. So behind time. They shot that laugh, man. Those people use this morning. They they shot all of that this morning. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. Man, I just man, they really fast, man, cause they done created a whole track and got a song and especially dude, what's his name? Dude and his wife supposedly. I think she Korean or Asian or something like that in the video. Man, that stuff sounded really good. I don't know if they did all that this morning, bro. I know y'all messing with me. I gotta get out. I gotta go. But it's like I love this. Interacting with you guys is pretty awesome. But I gotta go. Studio 14, awesome stuff. I gotta get out of here. Again, this is Ellip from ksound.com. Yeah, yeah. Music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture. I'm out. Talk to y'all soon.